Welcome back, guys. People always ask me all the time, what kind of knife do you carry? What kind of knife EDC do you carry, everyday carry? How sharp should it be? All these different questions. And I'm not one to tell you what you should carry or how you should carry it. I kind of throw the question back at you. What's the tool going to be used for, right? Is the functionality of that tool, does it sufficiently meet your requirements? And what's your headspace? So for example, this is a knife I've been carrying recently just because I got it as a gift. It's a Buck Rival 2. So it's just a very, run-of-the-mill knife, right? And most people would look at this and be like, well, why would you carry that for? What is that's really a knife you carry for your everyday carry? And like I said, it doesn't come down to the product as much as the functionality of it in my headspace and does it do what I need it to do. And so for me, when it comes to, for example, how sharp a knife should be, I should be able to skin an animal with it. I should be able to confidently take this out, dispatch a deer, and be able to skin the deer with this knife. And I feel completely confident that I can do that. Now, I know people that get very expensive knives right out of the boxes that are not as sharp as this thing is. But why is that? Well, I ensured that I put a nice blade on this thing, right? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of paper here, right? No problem. No issue. I have complete confidence that I can take this thing out into the bush, and if I need to harvest an animal, no questions asked, right? That's my headspace, right? Because I know if I take preparedness to its logical conclusion, it is accountability for the human condition. If I need to cut a seatbelt with this thing, I can. If I need to use it for self-defense, I can. And I know I can do all those things because I can totally harvest a deer with it. No problem. Ask me how I know. So when it comes down to how sharp your knife should be or what kind of knife you should carry, like I said, to me, product is irrelevant. I want to know what the functionality of that knife is, and I want to know where my headspace is. For me, my knives need to be sharp enough to where I can dispatch and harvest an animal. You saw this guy earlier. I did a little bit more work to him, right? Before, this thing couldn't even cut through one piece of paper. Now, I feel totally confident that I can harvest an animal, clean it, skin it, no problem. So like I said, it's up to you. You have to decide what works for you. But if I can harvest a deer with it, I can defend myself with it. I can cut a seatbelt with it. I can cut a box with it, right? And so obviously ergonomics are going to be important to whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. Take that into consideration. But even for ergonomics, you can have the most ergonomic blade that is for a specific setting. For me, if I can't skin an animal with it, I don't want it on my person. Like I said, for me, I need tools that can do what I'm most likely going to come in contact with, right? And if I can skin an animal, like I said, I can definitely defend myself, right? I can defend myself with it. I can cut a box with it. I can cut a seatbelt with it. So like I said, those are all things to think about. I don't get locked around the hinges when it comes to products, because I know big name knives that are great that if I were to try to skin an animal with it, I wouldn't be able to do it. It just isn't sharp enough. Now, can you sharpen it to that effect? Well, yeah. But outside the box, there's work that still needs to be done before it's ready for my functionality and headspace. So there you go. I hope that is a little nugget of info for you guys that's actionable, that you guys can use. And like I said, I don't get locked in around the axle about that kind of thing. My knives need to be sharp enough to clean and harvest an animal. Ergonomics are great, but for my headspace, if I can do that, it's going to be able to do all the other things for me. Hope you guys liked the video. I'll see you guys on the next one. As always, long live the Republic.